Welcome back to another episode of me working on Dreamland and Oxygen Not Included. Starting off with building a metal refinery. Place that right here. Now I am being careful not to put that in a location that is too cold. If I put it over here, I would risk the pipes bursting. So I'm not going to do that. Make sure that the dupe that operates this will have power or light. So that'll turn a lamp on when someone's in that area. We need a pump to pump up liquid to the machine. That's the coolant. And of course an output. An output I'll just chuck out right there. And the pump will put liquid into it. And the current temperature of this liquid is -9, so that's pretty decent. And more cool slush or cold salt water is being produced, so that is a good thing. This whole thing, of course, including the pump, is going to need power. Alright. Now I just have to wait for that to be built. Let's have a quick look while that goes on. Oh yeah. The sodium synthesizer exists. Probably not going to use that anytime soon, but I've discovered it nonetheless. Let's look at... I just realized the name of this asteroid, Fuelinio. Basically a nod to the fact that it's got a ton of oil, which is why I arrived here. I did discover natural gas. I do have natural gas in the other asteroid, so I plugged this up. And I'm going to look at what the other what do you call them, geyser is. Just because I don't have a lot for this dupe to do until they get more refined metal and have Atmos Suits to be able to go down here. So the polluted water oxygen system is built. 3 liquid reservoirs are filled to the top. They can now be destroyed. That's going to create bottled water, or bottled polluted water. And that's going to release a lot of polluted oxygen, which is the whole idea. Let me change the setting to this to be 300 or above, then the pumps can run. The other one, oh yeah, that's right. I didn't have enough metal at the time, but the metal, but I do now. So let me complete that, feed that in there. Pumps should be enabled. And I'm going to build these ones offset one from the other. Let's go up and look how we're doing up here. The actual refinery exists. The pump almost exists. We're pretty close, actually. They're doing very well. I can actually schedule the first bit of copper to be created. Now over time this is created, instead of half of it being wasted and converted to sand, it'll fully be sent as copper. Low oxygen right here. How about we put an oxygen diffuser in? Trying to get away from oxygen diffusers, but the polluted water oxygen system isn't running just yet. Just watching the metal refinery be used and producing a little bit of copper. So that copper is going to be intended for the other world because I'm wanting some Atmos Suits created. Let's see. Refined metal. Copper. We'll load that up, send it in this world. And we also want to have some Atmos Suits stations created. So, I'm going to need more refined metal before I can build that. Alright, that's on the way. So the polluted water oxygen system is live, producing a good amount of oxygen there. I now need to connect that with the other worlds. So that's going to be used to provide general oxygen for that world, but also will be used for the Atmos Suits. Reuse some pipes where I can. We'll also have more drop-off spots here, or vents, in this world. I just have the one at the moment. Don't need those pipes. So I want to have oxygen dropped off at various points, such as here. And this system here is no longer needed. So I'm using a more optimal way to filter oxygen. So I can be sure everything that's put in this line is in fact oxygen. And that can feed into the gas masks that go to the top of the base. That will also feed into this one that goes to the other asteroid. Gas vent over here. The nice thing about this is I can actually have gas masks or gas vents all along this pathway. So I distribute oxygen all over this asteroid. Now I actually don't have any over here, which is something I can definitely do. That's going to allow oxygen in this area, because it's actually quite low right now. It is time to make some Atmos suits. I need the exosuit forge. And that needs to be powered up. Whoever, come on now. Whoever is going to be operating that, I want them to be able to have light. So I'll put a dupe sensor in there, along with a ceiling light. And I just need to have I'm pretty sure I do. Oh yeah, I definitely do. I need to have a source of this thimble read. And there's 6 sitting there, 6 there. Yeah, we're going to be fine. The other dupe is idle. Just going to get them to do various tasks while I wait for that Atmos Suits to be produced and sent over. Actually, this can be enabled as well, because oxygen is being provided. But let's put in the Atmos Suit checkpoint in the docks. We'll put in 2. And have oxygen go into that. That'll need power. And of course, it'll need the Atmos Suits itself. But that will arrive in time. Just have some glass that is ready to be sent over. Actually, I'll produce more glass. And that's going to allow me to build more solar panels on this asteroid. I'm now about to produce the first Atmos Suits. Let's make 4. Because they are going to wear out. And let's set the repair to forever. And I'll have those sent over to the other asteroid. It is now time to do some automation. Let's take an auto sweeper, make sure it has access to the sand filtration storage. And that's going to feed sand into these instead of the dupes having to do that. It's going to need power, so let's make sure we take care of that. I'll also want one here for the mushrooms, making sure that this is access. Okay, a little bit of an issue here. I think what I'll do, it's not going to reach perfectly. But I actually don't think I need that many mushrooms, so why don't we just uproot that one? That should be fine. And that's going to fill slime into these mushrooms automatically instead of the dupes having to do it. Speaking of which, let's dig out a little bit of slime for food. And what else can be automated? Yes, this can be automated as well, loading sand. We can have this automated as well. And I think that'll do for now. Produce a little bit more copper. So one thing I know I'm going to want to have access to in the main world is a little bit of ethanol. And since the Atmos suits are filling with oxygen and need something to do, I'll get this dupe to send some of this ethanol over. And this will be the first time I actually transport something from this asteroid back to Pastoritio. Pufflet. Now I think we're at a point I can send artists back to the asteroid that they were found in. Because in this asteroid, I'm looking for ethanol, but the Atmos suits are now ready. I can see a little bit of digging has even happened. Just waiting on artists to get here. Are they sleeping? Come on. Wakey, wakey. Wakey, wakey. Come on, Shine Bug. Get in there. Wake them up. Yep, that's right. You're going to new asteroid. Alright. Alright, there we go. Now I have 2 dupes to be able to make progress on this. I will concentrate on ethanol and then start digging back down here. I also dug or create this wall here to try to prevent any polluted water and ice from going down here, so that when I have oil, it's not mixed with water and polluted water. Alright, what I'm doing now is putting in a textile loom. We can upgrade some of the clothing, the dupes. Let's have a look over on this asteroid. Still making progress towards ethanol. You can build it. Come on, engineer. There you go. Alright, so each one of these is going to consume 4 units. I only have so much reed fiber. I'm going to make sure to not consume it all because I have a priority of using the Atmos Suits for that. But I think we can at least make 4. I was going to do something on that base, but I noticed that the dupes are idle over here, so I'll give them some tasks to do, and I'll go back to the home world. So I would like them to dig down, way down. This gives me access. Now I got to be careful of any orchid plants, none in the area. That's good. So I'm interested in fossils, I'm interested in lead and oil. So lots of good stuff for me over there. What I'm going to do here is have 2 of these guys. I'm going to have automation. Well, maybe not just yet then. But I will need a cling. And I'll start producing ceramic as well as refined carbon. So one of these is going to be for storing coal, consumable ore, coal. The other is ceramic, or clay, which is the input to ceramic. So that is cultivative soil, yeah. Need more copper. That's because I want to have the auto sweeper fill them, not the dupes. So ceramic, want quite a bit of that. And a little bit of refined carbon. So the ceramic is going to be a good insulator. The refined carbon is input to making steel, which I can start to make now. Well, I guess I need iron first. Instead of producing iron, I actually can mine a little bit of it down here. So I'll take advantage of that. Going to be very careful about mining this because I'm expecting this may be a volcano. And on this asteroid, actually the other thing two other things I wanted to do. One, let's start to pass out these cool snazzy suits. Not everyone's going to get one just yet, but in time they will. Artist is not here. And I also have this spot here that I want to store ethanol from the other asteroid. So I'll connect that here. Made an insulated pipe for oil, crude oil. That'll be used later on. So over here is going to be an area that I use to transport materials back to the homeworld. I'm going to make this out of copper, just in case it heats over time. Which did I make that out of lead? No. Let's not make that out of lead. Bad idea. Let's make this out of copper instead, so it's more heat resistant. And I'll have a conveyor line that goes from here into this device. I'll need engineer over here to be able to do that. Yeah, that's what that hat is about. But I'll wait till this is all supplied before I bring engineer over, because I don't want them to stay too long. So they don't have a bed. Well, you know what? I guess that's easily fixed, isn't it? There's a bed for engineer when they get over here. Oh, I need to 98%. Okay, well I just need to wait a short amount of time. And then 99, and then I'll bring them over so they complete that. In the meantime, I will tell my dupes in here to store refined metal lead, as well as raw mineral fossil. Copy that on all three of those. Now let's go get engineer. Teleport over engineer, and you're going to build some automation equipment, please. They're going to get busy with a conveyor line. And the other dupes can continue mining for fossils, for lead, and ultimately oil. So I'll even have them start to build power down here for a pump. So ethanol is filled up. I don't need that much of it, so I can disable that. I will want to keep that line empty, so that's why I'm building a second one of these. Plug sluglet. Okay, so they're out of tasks, which means I just need to get busy selecting all kinds of different things for them to dig out. I'm actually going to get them to dig that out as well, because I don't like that plant. I think it's currently dead at the moment anyways, but I don't want to risk it coming back to life at all. So I'll just keep digging over here. And who is idle? Well, probably only one of them can get through. Where's the other Atmos suit? Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Whoops, I forgot. Engineers here. That I want to send them back. Thank you for building that automation. We can take it from here. Teleport away. Actually, I didn't want to go with you, but that's all right. Okay, so the idea then is I want this to take in fossils and refined metal lead at a higher priority than in those bins, and they're going to start making their way towards the base. The pipe here is this is going to be for oil, crude oil. And actually, why don't we upgrade this to insulate it? Now, if I build a pump here, it's going to have a risk of overheating. So, fortunately, I've got some gold amalgama, which I can send over. I'll do that. And they can safely pump it from this base to my homeworld. And of course, I'll have to have a place to process it. Why not do that now? So that I'll do up here. Let's see, where is a good spot to do that? I have hot glass falling down here. But maybe what I can do actually, create tiling there, and I'll create a place to process crude oil here. Oh, just realized I do not have the research to be able to build oil. Let's see, an oil refinery. So let's do that now. Also, picking out an area over here where I can process or filter some polluted water. So let's get this cleared out. So now I have the oil refinery. Put that right here. And this is going to produce some natural gas. So we'll let that fall underneath this machinery. So crude oil will go into it. Out of that is going to be petroleum. We'll store a little bit of that here. That's going to feed into, let's see, I may not have researched it yet. That's fine. We'll worry about that later. Actually, got a lot of lead now. This is exciting. I don't need to wait for the production of any more copper. Make everything out of lead if I can. And I know that's not going to be in hot areas. Lamp for the operator of this. But so that is one piece to this. The other piece to this is I want to process or deal with the natural gas. I don't want natural gas flying or just going all around my base. I want it to be dumped down here, and my dupes or have that. Well, actually, I have that put into a power generator rather than have my dupes exposed to it. These buildings obviously are going to need some power. And I think I'm going to leave that there for this episode and actually connect this with crude oil later on, or in the next episode most likely. Dupes over here are making progress. They are doing a good job of bringing back lead and fossil. In the next episode, they'll be bringing back a little bit of this crude oil. And at some point, I'm probably going to have to use one of these oil reservoirs to produce my own crude oil. But for now, I'll take what has been left in this world lying around. All right, till next time, this is Jer signing out.